Hey there guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own notch straight edge for guitars. So I already have one made, but I don't have one made for an acoustic guitar. I'm just doing some repairs and maintenance on this old acoustic guitar. When I went over the frets, I noticed some frets are higher, some are lower, so I will have to level off the frets. So what I have here is a meter stick. I just cut this piece to length of what I needed for an acoustic guitar. I have the other side here. I can use this probably for a bass since I don't have one yet. So what I did was I cut it. I just used a hacksaw. This is very soft aluminum. It didn't take me very long. And then what I did was I grabbed a file and I just went over the edges just to smoothen them out. So what I did next was using a clamp, I just clamped it down and I went over the frets, marking them exactly where I need to be cutting. So I'm ready to cut out my notches. And what I'm going to be using to do that is an angle grinder. All right guys, so I'm just about to make my cuts. I have my angle grinder ready. So when cutting, this will get pretty hot real quick. So I brought some water to pour it on to try keep it cool, because if this gets too hot, I will warp this ruler. It won't be straight anymore. Also, I'd like to make my cuts wide enough, so I brought this Phillips screwdriver. I would like to be able to fit this screwdriver in just for referencing the notch sizes. And of course, safety first. All right, let's make our cuts. All right guys, just like that. I'm not going to film the rest of this cutting because it's about to storm. It's already drizzling, but I will show you the next steps after I'm done making my cuts. Let's just have a quick look at this. You can see it's pretty rough still. We'll have to get rid of all those burrs. This was a really rushed job. I'm sorry guys. I tried to beat the rain. I don't have a workshop. I did this outside, wrong timing. Moving on to the next step. So what I will be doing to get rid of all these burrs is I'll be using a file. I'll be getting in between on the sides and on the flat area as well. Using my homemade beam sander, I'd like to go on the flat side, right over the notches, and sand it down, and I can make sure that it is perfectly flat because there is a bunch of burrs created from grinding the notches in, and the little burrs will cause your straight edge not to be flat. Alright guys, and here is the finished product. It fits nicely over the frets, and I can level off my neck perfectly straight with this. Here's my other one. This one's made out of steel. This here is aluminum. This piece itself cost me $8, and here's the other end of it. Out of this other piece, I plan to make one for a bass guitar. Very inexpensive little project to do. I will say that you will need some files, some sandpaper. You should get away with using a rotary tool and making these notches. But I highly recommend using an angle grinder. It is much more productive. It is faster. I tried using a rotary tool on this one here. It did not work out. This here is steel, and a tiny little rotary tool will take ages and ages just to cut one of these. I did come across Luthier saying that you actually do need a real Luthier straight edge, one that is machined. I ain't saying they're wrong, but I do believe that rulers and carpenter square are already machined to be perfectly straight. So these will work perfectly. I've even came across videos where guys would use cardboard to make one of these. But out of my own experience, the harder material, the better, because it'll be less flimsy. So the cost of one Luthier's straight edge, an actual one, they aren't cheap. So if you have multiple guitars like me, I have an acoustic, I have electrics, I also have a bass. So I would need multiple straight edges, and that would be pretty costly. Going this route is very cheap. This $8 ruler, on this other side, I could get another scale length. This longer piece, I could make another 2 scale lengths as well. And for this one as well, I could still go ahead and make another scale length on that. So I would have in total 1, 2, 3, 4. In total, I would have 6 different scale lengths for, I think I spent about $25 on these. Okay guys, I think I basically covered everything. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in another video. Thank you.